My name is Misty Marr. I'd like to read something that I wrote. I was not healthy most of my adult life, but I always had excuses to explain it away. Then, in the summer of January 2011, I crashed. Within 2 weeks, I went from being semi-normal to being an invalid. After 6 months of me consistently going down, I estimated that I had 2 to 3 months left to live. And then we got the Lyme disease diagnosis. I was happy to finally get some answers, and I had an integrated doctor who had a great combination of natural and conventional treatment. But then she set me down and went over her plan for my Lyme disease treatment. And she explained to me how I would get worse before I got better. When we left, I said to my husband, I will not survive this treatment plan. If I go this route, I will die. And I still firmly believe that was true. We went home that day and we prayed and we cried out to God and asked God for wisdom and for mercy. I knew that I couldn't go that route, but I didn't have an alternative and I didn't know what to do. So we continued to pray that God would direct us. Meanwhile, I had a whole myriad of symptoms. Once I looked at a list of 90 Lyme disease symptoms. I had 83 of them. I couldn't walk. I was in chronic pain. My hands were crippled up with arthritis. I was losing my vocabulary, and the words that I could remember, I slurred. I couldn't feed myself. I couldn't lift my fork to my hand, to my mouth, but I was determined that I would feed myself. My husband would carry me to the table, and I would lay my head on the table so that I could get the fork to my mouth. Just a few days later, I received a call. It was from a friend who recommended the Recounts Center, now called the Biologix Center. We were skeptical at first, and I spent a week researching the treatments. I watched every video on their YouTube channel, and their explanations of the scientific reasoning behind what they did and how it worked soon put me at peace. I called, and they had just had a cancellation starting in less than 2 weeks. I booked my appointments. I was committed. Now I'd like to read something that I wrote during that first visit. January 12, 2020. I completed week 1 of my treatment here, and although I went into this optimistically, the results have far exceeded my expectations. I have received an amazing amount of benefit. I'm getting a glimpse of what recovery will look like. I already feel like a new person. Yesterday, I was able to walk back and forth across Walmart, and I was able to keep up with Nathan. The pain and neurological symptoms have been reduced by about 80%. All this in just 1 week. We praise God for leading us here and for opening the doors for us to come. I'm excited to see what the next week will bring. The years since my first visit here have been an uphill journey of healing. During that time, I have had 3 more children, and since pregnancies and births seemed to stall my recovery, I came back after each one to keep my body moving forward. In the recent years, I've had a few more issues. I had 2 concussions, and I had mononucleosis. But coming back to the Biologix Center has helped my body move forward quickly. I really owe not only my life to the Biologix Center in many ways, but also my quality of life. And then, 2 years ago, my daughter crashed. She had a similar experience to me in that she quickly went from normal to wheelchair. Only this time, we knew to contact the Biologix Center right away. We were able to get her in within 2 weeks. And just like my experience, Dr. Hart was able to get her walking again in just a few days. I love her before and after picture. The before picture was taken on our way here. Once we arrived, our friends teased her that they were pushing her now, but she would soon be pushing them. Once she was on her feet, she was determined to do just that. We captured a picture of her pushing someone in the very same wheelchair she was just riding in. Literally running just 10 days after the before picture, where she could barely lift her head up. So if you are considering coming to the Biologix Center, I highly recommend it, and I encourage you to step forward in faith and jump right into your healing journey. You will not regret it. I am so grateful to God for using this place to give us a second chance at life. I am now a busy mother of 9, homeschooling, and a missionary wife in Mexico. I am so grateful for the gift of healing.